Hey all, I am opening the ArtSnacks 2018 January box, and can't do the sticker. This is a set of pens. I got a yellow watercolor marker, a blue watercolor marker. This is like a paint type marker, a Sumo grip mechanical pencil, and a black marker, brush marker. And that's the card that came with it. So this is the drawing that I made. You can't really see the outline very well. I had to kind of make it really light colored so that I wouldn't have pencil showing through. But it's a girl lighting herself on fire, basically. I wanted to kind of, since I got the blue and the yellow watercolor markers in there, that's my own personal watercolor water brush pen. And just as a side note, as far as these pens are concerned, they're supposed to be watercolor pens, but I don't know if, I guess I'm not really familiar with using these pens, but apparently you're not supposed to let it sit because it didn't really spread after it sat. And I had just put down these markings and it still wasn't spreading very well. I was squirting a lot of water on there and it was really not spreading, but that's okay. So later when I go onto the hand, you'll see that it just doesn't do anything. Yeah, there it is. That's just kind of there. But, I mean, I guess that's kind of a good thing if you don't want it to kind of move around later on. You can use it, get it where it needs to go immediately, pretty much, and then you don't have to worry about it moving around later when you accidentally go back over it or whatever. But yeah, so still working on it. Moving on to the yellows. So yeah, well, originally when I got these colors, I was like, okay, this is cool. This is like it's really cold here where I'm at. So when I saw the blue, I was like, man, that's just kind of a frigid color. So the yellow, I was like, well, that kind of reminds me of Easter, but I don't really want to make an Easter drawing, especially being that it's so cold. So I just kind of played with it and just said, hey, well, yellow is in fire. Let's just make some fire. I didn't have like a red or anything or anything like that. Here it looks like, I think I was trying to see what it would look like mixed. And there, the yellow looks really bright on this video. It's not quite that bright, but it almost looks like a highlighter yellow, but it's not really that bright. I mean, it's pretty bright, but not like that. But as you can see, it actually mixed very well, as long as I did the layers pretty much like right on top of each other. This here, again, it's not mixing very well. So like the blue and the yellow both didn't really spread very well after I had put it on there. Which again, it's okay if like later on, okay, I'm drying it. That's my little heat dryer, which I didn't tape my piece down because the way I was videoing this, I didn't have a very good angle because the only video recorder I have is my iPad, and it's one of those bigger ones. So I propped up my iPad and basically kind of straddled it so it's like leaning against my chest right now while I'm coloring. Yeah, so I was trying to make her teeth look like ice or something. I don't know what I was thinking, but this little paint pen thingy, it's okay. I wasn't a huge fan when I first laid it down. I could see maybe some applications of it later on, but like I like to do watercolor type work for the most part, and this just didn't really do it for me. Later on I noticed that if I laid down some water first and then colored over it, it was pretty cool. But I don't know. It's okay. It's just a really kind of, it's a bold color if you're looking for that. I'm sure somebody else could find a better use for it than I did, coloring in this ice girl's hair. and her blue teeth that makes her look like she's brushed with that charcoal powder that you see that's all trendy. But yeah, just look at that. After I laid down the water and started putting it on, it looks pretty cool. So, I mean, it spreads better, I guess is what I should say. Originally, when I first laid it down, I was just like, ugh, this is like a dry brush, like kind of one of those weird, like, markers that you would use in high school to make a sign for something. I don't know. I had some of the extra paint on the brush there, on my water brush, so I kind of added it. Tried to add a few shadows in the hand. It's not the best drawing, but I kind of did it. I did this in like, I sketched that in probably 5 minutes based on a different drawing I had made, which is actually tons better than this one. And I'm actually watercoloring that one currently, and I'll post a video on that one later. And it'll be much better than this one, but it's kind of the same concept as like Ice Girl with her hand on fire. Trying it again. I use a heat gun because I also shrink wrap my soaps. And one thing to be wary of, if you have a heat gun and use it to like dry your watercolor art, you can burn your paper. Just don't keep it in the same place for too long. Otherwise, it will burn, and I've done it. It doesn't, I mean, it can spontaneously combust if it gets hot enough, but when I did it, it left like a char mark on my paper. So, but yeah, this is the pen, and I waited until everything was completely dry because this one said it was water-based, and I didn't want to risk it running, so it was really good to kind of like flesh out some of those details that were really lost in the watercolor part of it. And if you like kind of more illustration type art, that's kind of what I've been going for lately. I think it worked. Even after this video, I added a few more details, which I'll put a picture of that afterwards. But yeah. So, yeah, just kind of putting in some finer details, and I use that watercolor brush or watercolor pen to kind of go over some more shadows and kind of gave it more defining. But again, like I said, after I even made this video, I went over more stuff. I think I missed it. I guess I looked down for a second or something, but I tried to use a white colored pencil to like kind of put like a highlight in her pupil, and it didn't work very well at all. So I don't know. They worked for somebody else, but it didn't work for me. I don't know. I like this, and I'm not gonna like stop subscribing to the art box, but I wasn't really like thrilled about this about this set because the watercolor pen just dried way too fast. Even like if I had applied it and then immediately went after it with the water, it just didn't spread like a true watercolor like I thought it would. I kind of went over this and like kind of just dropped some of that paint in there and just let it kind of spread. I thought that was kind of a cool effect, but again, you know, this was not my favorite pen either. I don't even know if I like that blue color, that intense blue. I mean, I like blue, but I don't know. I'm still excited for next box because you usually get these little hints about what's coming next, and it looked like there was acrylic paint or something in the email, and if that's the case, then that would be awesome. Because I'm really trying acrylic paints. I'm more into like the watercolors right now, but I'm not really good with acrylics. I always like to challenge myself. So. Anyway, let's finish off this artwork. I am not a letterer, just so you know. This looks stupid, but oh well. Anyway, so this is the drawing, and just finished it off, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye!